Hello fellow modders and styling fanatics, welcome back to my channel. I hope that everyone is doing fine and enjoys the hobby. Concrete Bunker is back with another one of its notorious episode. I think today we've got part number 5 of the Carro Armato L6-40 from Italeri in 1 to 35th scale and kit number 6469. But before I jump onto it, I wanna say a special thank you to a close friend of the channel and a big member of the YouTube scale modeling community, and none other than Charlie Mack. Thank you, Charlie. I cannot express how thankful I am, and you may ask me why. I'm gonna tell you right now. One of these days, while I was sleeping, my luck was working for me, and Charlie did a shout out for my channel, and a bunch of you guys came by, which was awesome. So thanks a lot, Charlie, I really appreciate it. And to all the new guys that came by, welcome guys. I hope that you find my projects and the stuff I do over here interesting and stick along. I wanna hear your thoughts and opinions as always, because I wanna know what you guys enjoy or what you wanna see. So without further ado, let's see what Past George did in this episode. I know that he was going to work onto the turret and a little bit onto the upper hull. Well guys, welcome back to part 5. As you can see, we have an almost clean workbench in front of us, because he's never gonna be totally clean. Anyway, as I say, we have an almost clean workbench in front of us, and we are gonna start with our next step for this build. And today I am in the mood to do a bit painting, so I'm gonna start painting, of course, the interior of the upper hull that we assembled in our previous episode. Once again, I'm gonna do some work onto the hatches, paint them as well, and over here. Now let me do that off camera, because it's gonna take me a while, and I'm gonna be back to tell you what exactly I did. Well guys, I am back and I have painted the interior of our upper hull and the hatches. Let me give you a closer look of the hatches as well. First, not as well. Now, what you see here, I have done the same thing on every part. This one is the transmission hatch. It has a pin wash of Tamiya panel liner, flat white Vallejo paint, and sponge chipping with dark rust Vallejo Panzer aces. And here is how it came out. Let me see if I can focus. But yes, that's the transmission hatch. I'm gonna leave this aside. This is the vision block hatch from the inside. Same deal over here. And now we move on to the tank itself. I have painted these ones because these are parts of the interior as well, the sides. And here is how the interior of the upper hull is looking. Not so many chips over here because nobody operates a lot. You know, no hands operate on the top of the upper hull, but it has some chips over here around the transmission hatch and the vision block, and some of them are located over here, which is a side hatch, and a simple pin wash just to dirty things up. Now, keen eye may see that I have not that over here there is no paint, just on the edges. Well, the fit is so snug that it kicked the paint off, and I am not willing to repaint it. since it's that way. We're gonna leave it as it is, no problem by me. Most of the not most of the people, to be honest with you, it's no problem by me. I'm not gonna fiddle with it. Okay, there is a paint that there is a bit unpainted over here, but that's not an issue. So now that I have done that, now that I am done with the interior, I'm gonna move, as I said in my previous episode, to the turret. Now, first thing that we need to assemble on the turret is, of course, the main gun, the breech. I have cleaned all the parts, they are over here. Give me. Breech is consisted from 7 pieces. You can count 6. The seventh one is the muzzle brake of the gun over here. It needs some sanding, and I screw it over because I touched it, and now I'm gonna need to reposition it. Anyway, it needs some sanding and some fiddling. Glue has not cured yet, and I have glued it over here so I cannot lose it in any case of scenario, because if there is a small part, my job is to knock it off. Now let's assemble the rest of the thing. I'm gonna hold it with my tweezers, hopefully they will help me, and assembly goes like this. This is a tiny breech consisted of many tiny parts, so keep an eye about that. Well, I wasn't expecting a big breech from a tiny tank. So this one goes here. Have the coaxial machine gun that goes over here. No, I'm making a mess. Over here, and my camera won't focus, of course, because there is a lot of stuff in the way, and she doesn't know where to focus exactly, where I want it to focus, to be honest. Okay, and now we have, no we don't, parts are so tiny. Remind me to slap me in the face because I decided to do it on camera after I finish, of course. And now we move on to the other side. Okay. And that's the hardest part, if you ask me, because many things are in the middle and it has a small connection point. Which, okay. No. So I think that I am okay. That's the bridge assembly. I don't know how much you were able to see, but anyway, we're gonna see at the editing part of the video what you were able to see. Now please focus, okay. I'm gonna leave it to cure. Sand a nasty line over here at the top where my finger is pointing, and detail paint it, of course, off camera, and I'm gonna be back for the rest of it. And of course I'm gonna fix the crooked gun bridge over here. I can tell you guys, I already hate that gun bridge. Hold your horses together, guys. I have made a mistake. Luckily I found it. I was able to spot it, and the mistake was about this part. I have positioned it wrong. Here is how you should position it, if it makes sense. I have positioned it I cannot find the word, the opposite way. I found the word out, and as I am waiting for this to dry, I took a quick scroll through the pages of the booklet they give you, and there is no indication about the gun bridge assembly or photos of the interior. Anyway, luckily enough, I was able to spot it on the instructions and save it before the glue has set. So guys, quick update. Here is how the gun bridge is looking, painted and detail painted and slightly weathered. I've done the same thing as I have done onto the interior of the upper hull. Don't mind this part which is scratched over here. It is because I test fitted the gun manlet. And over here, those two pieces and those three are parts for the gun manlet assembly, which is our next step. So let's start with that. First of all, I'm gonna grab the gun manlet itself, and you need to test fit it. Excuse my fingers, I know that they are on the way, but I need to get into there in order to press fit the manlet in its place, so the coaxial machine gun can exit the hole from there. So we're gonna leave this aside for the time being, after I apply my glue, of course, because I forgot it. As I said, we're gonna leave this aside for the time being, and now we are gonna glue these two small photo-etched parts over here at the sides of the manlet, of the rest of the manlet. over here at the triangular pieces. Sorry. So let's apply our super glue. Try to grab the parts because they are tiny. Be careful not to drop them in the glue like I did over here. And try to make a mess like I do. Okay. This thing is looking in place. Let's try the other side. With a little, and let's hope for a little bit of less mess onto this side. Like so. Now we need to hold this piece in this direction, drop the rest of the gun bridge assembly, and be extra careful with the glue application because we need to maintain the gun movable. Let's hope that everything goes alright, and drop that part in place. It has some grooves, indentations that you can drop it in place. And it is way easier than it looks, but you know, Murphy's Law, whenever you do something in front of the camera, it needs to look like a huge, how can I call it, a huge pain in the back. And now everything is in place. You can still see that the gun is movable, but we'll need to maintain it this way. I'm gonna work it out. I'm gonna let the glue cure for a moment and continue with the rest of the turret assembly. So while I'm still waiting for the gun manlet to dry and I'm playing with it so the glue won't set there, because I want to be sure that there is no glue there, we are gonna work on the turret. There is only one part onto the interior of the turret, and this should be the periscope for the vision block, which we'll go over here at this small point. Let me grab my preferred set of tweezers, the ones that I am so familiar with. To everyone we have a go-to set of tweezers, and that's all for the interior. And now we move on to the hatches, and because of our reference photos that shows the tangle movement, we're gonna keep the hatches closed. So this one is the top, you can see how it is, goes over here like so. If the hinges were a bit bigger, I would have considered to make them movable, but they are too small. There is not enough plastic material to keep them in place while I would try to attach a pin. So they're gonna stay shut, closed I mean. And there is a small gap over here in this corner, but it's okay. And that's the lid of our turret. Once again, I'm gonna leave this aside, move on to our next assembly. So guys, what you see in front of you now is the last two sub-assemblies for the turret. One of them is the gunner's seat, and the other one is the turret ring. Now I'm gonna assemble these separately, leave them dry, paint everything, and then I'm gonna close the turret up. So let's start with the turret ring. It has two holes. One is for the turret gear, you know, the mechanism that moves the turret, which goes over here. Instructions say that it goes like this, so I'm gonna go with them, although it looks a bit weird. But if it's that what they say should be like this. So, and the other one is the level that moves the gear, and it goes next to it over here. And that's it. And next up, as I said, we have the gunner seat. And now I normally should have glued everything into a turret, but sorry, since it has an interior, I wanna paint it. I'm gonna do that off camera, and I'm gonna be back. Okay guys, this may took me a while, but we have a finished interior of our turret. I won't give you a closer look of the gun manglet and the bridge assembly, since you have already seen it. Here is a closer look of the turret ring, don't mind mold marks over here, because either way they're not gonna be visible, so I left them there since they're not gonna be visible. Here is the gunner's seat. Oh, I'm sorry guys, give me a moment. As I've said, here is the gunner's seat, all ready to go, and oops, the turret lid, chipped, been washed, and ready to go as well. Once again, mold the marks over here, injection pin molds, but that's okay. So what we're gonna do next is put the turret together and let him dry. Of course, we're gonna start with this one, with the turret ring and the gunner's seat. Let's apply our glue and let's hope for the best. Oh, nope. I'll leave this aside for a moment. Okay, I took care of it. As you have seen, I have put my tweezers this way for a moment to let it dry. I'm gonna leave this aside. Then we're gonna grab our turret lid together with the gun manlet. This one is supposed to go here, and I'm supposed to glue it. Now I'm gonna use this one. And hope for the best. And once again, I'm gonna leave this aside to dry. Now guys, I'm gonna wait for both of these assemblies to dry, and I'm gonna return so we can glue them together and have a final for the assembly part. So guys, take a good glimpse at the interior, because I'm gonna close it all up. Here it is, how it looks. Gun is still movable, and now, as I said, we're gonna close it all up like so. And that's probably everything for this episode. I'm gonna wait for it to dry, install it onto our light tank, and we're gonna be back to wrap this episode up. And with all that said and done, we have made it to the end of this episode, guys. On our next episode, of course, we're gonna work onto the painting and weathering, and probably the assembly of the small pioneer tools that I have left off. So as you can clearly see, this one concludes the main assembly of the L6, the Carro Armato L6-40. I hope that you guys found this video helpful and interesting, and stick along for the next one, of course. Before I go, I want to thank each and every one of you guys that watched this video. A special thank you to all my subscribers, new and old. You guys are the best, and you are the reason I keep doing these videos. You motivate me and give me the strength to continue. Now, For the newcomers out there that first time see a video of my channel, I hope that you like what I do. If so, you all know what to do. Leave a like, comment with your thoughts and opinions, share the video if you believe that it deserves to be shared, or even consider subscribing for more builds to come your way. Until the next time, fellow modelers and friends, take care and model on. It was that Mofo Damon signing out.